What if Donald Trump's second term changes everything we know about the Caribbean's future? A bold claim, sure, but consider this. His policies on climate change, immigration, and trade could either devastate or redefine our region. The stakes couldn't be higher, and Jamaica and the wider Caribbean region must act fast, or risk being swept away by the tide of Trump 2.0. Donald Trump's second presidential term has sparked global uncertainty. For Jamaica and the wider Caribbean, the implications are chilling. Remember his first term. From tough immigration stances to trade tariffs and climate skepticism, Trump's policies often sent shockwaves through developing nations. Now, his 2024 campaign promises signal more of the same, or worse. Take trade, for instance. Jamaica might dodge some bullets here. Trump's tariff hikes typically target countries with massive trade surpluses, like China or Germany, not Jamaica, which imports more than it exports to the US. This trade deficit could play to our advantage, positioning us as a valuable logistics hub. But can we seize this opportunity, or will the Caribbean miss out on what could be a pivotal economic lifeline? Jamaica needs to invest in infrastructure and deepen its partnerships with US businesses to capitalize on its strategic geographical location. The biggest storm looms in climate policy, or rather, the lack of it. Trump's outright dismissal of climate action means Caribbean nations, vulnerable to rising sea levels and extreme weather, could face disaster. Picture Jamaica's golden beaches are shrinking under the rising tides, or hurricanes battering the tourism-dependent economies of the region. Tourism is Jamaica's largest earner of foreign exchange, and a climate crisis could cripple not only this sector but also the livelihoods of thousands. Without US support for clean energy projects or climate mitigation, the Caribbean's survival is at stake. Regional governments must take the lead in forging alliances with other global powers, such as Europe and China, which remain committed to addressing climate change. Then there's immigration, a powder keg issue. Over 1 million Jamaicans live in the US, many undocumented. Trump's plan for mass deportations could send thousands back to Jamaica, flooding a fragile job market and straining public resources. How does a small island nation reintegrate people who have spent decades away, accustomed to a different standard of living? Beyond the logistical challenges of housing and employment, there's the social impact. Families reuniting under strained circumstances and communities adjusting to an influx of returnees with diverse experiences and expectations. The social and economic upheaval could be seismic, and that's just one part of the immigration challenge. Trump's policies could also disrupt the steady flow of remittances that many Jamaicans rely on for daily living. Remittances currently contribute over $2 billion annually to Jamaica's economy, funding everything from children's education to small business investments. A sudden halt could send shockwaves through communities already grappling with economic difficulties. Jamaica and the wider Caribbean community must move swiftly to secure their futures. First, diplomacy must take center stage. Ambassadors need to lobby the Trump administration, emphasizing that a stable Caribbean equals a stable US hemisphere. Highlighting mutual benefits, such as trade opportunities and regional security, can pave the way for cooperation. The key is to frame the Caribbean as a reliable partner that can contribute to US interests. Second, Jamaica should double down on its logistics potential. With global trade wars heating up, the Caribbean can offer itself as a cost-effective, geographically strategic hub for US companies. This pivot could create jobs, drive economic resilience, and position Jamaica as an indispensable ally in the Western Hemisphere. Third, the region needs a climate contingency plan. If Trump doesn't champion green policies, the Caribbean must find alternative allies. Think Europe, China, or private sector partnerships. We can't afford to wait for the US to act. Our survival depends on it. Moreover, regional countries must invest in renewable energy sources such as solar and wind, reducing dependence on fossil fuels and mitigating the long-term effects of climate change. Another crucial step is strengthening community resilience. If mass deportations occur, governments must establish programs to support returning citizens. These could include vocational training, job placement initiatives, and housing solutions. At the same time, Caribbean nations must diversify their economies to reduce reliance on remittances and tourism, making them less vulnerable to external shocks. Jamaica also has an opportunity to lead in regional collaboration. The island nation can amplify its voice in international negotiations by spearheading a united Caribbean community approach. The idea is simple. A united Caribbean is a stronger Caribbean. By pooling resources and expertise, the region can better withstand external pressures and make a compelling case for investment and support. By this point, you probably realize how deeply Trump 2.0 could affect Jamaica's future. If you want to stay informed and support efforts to secure our nation's place in a shifting world, hit that subscribe button. We'll keep you updated with strategies, stories, and solutions to protect our beloved island. Here's a shocking truth. The Caribbean accounts for less than 1% of global greenhouse gas emissions, but faces some of the most catastrophic climate risks. Donald Trump's return to power is not just America's story, it's ours too. For Jamaica and the Caribbean, his policies on trade, climate, and immigration could shape our future in profound ways. The question is, will we rise to the challenge or let the waves of change overwhelm us? Let's chart our course together.